Spike TV shifted its plans for TNA Impact in April. Rather than being on in prime time at 9 p.m. Eastern, it will now air at 11 p.m. Eastern following The Ultimate Fighter. There are two trains of thought over whether this is a good or bad change for the company. For one, it won't face the same level of competition at 11 p.m. that it would at 8 p.m. Even more advantageous for TNA is that it will directly follow the UFC Ultimate Fighter reality series with Tito Ortiz and Ken Shamrock starring as coaches, rather than a CSI lead-in, which would have been at if it was 9 o'clock, which we talked about last week, or last episode. TNA will benefit from what is expected to be a strong lead-in audience from that show. In the previous time slot, it would not have that lead-in, but also it's less prestigious. You're not in prime time anymore. It's 11 p.m., not 9 p.m.
Yeah, it's a strong lead-in though, isn't it?
Like if you were to be given the choice, like you've proven on Saturdays that you can actually get a decent audience at 11 p.m. So it's not like you'd be worried that that's too late for people to be watching, because you could make an argument 11 p.m. on weekends versus weekdays maybe a little bit different, but you at least have proven that you have an audience that you can get at that time. And yeah, like Ultimate Fighter is a better lead-in. Like it is more directly related to wrestling. Like there is more crossover between wrestling fans and MMA fans than there probably is between wrestling fans and CSI fans.
Like you can see someone watching The Ultimate Fighter and then TNA starts and being like, I will leave this on.
Yeah, so there is that, but then it is a little deflated because they're like, we're going to prime time. Wait a minute, we're going to Thursday still, but not quite prime time anymore. Jarrett announced the Thursday time slot change to the staff at the Impact tapings for the second batch of tapings, I believe, for this month. He said that Spike TV did demographic research and realized that their core audience is 18 to 34 males. They really needed research to tell them that.
Analytics, baby!
The television channel that directly appealed to and marketed itself as the men channel has realized that its core audience is men.
Lads.
And that the planned lead-in CSI wasn't drawing from that audience. So the Spike were like, it would be better if it was Ultimate Fighter. So that's like the spin Jarrett did put on it. It's like the demos of being on after Ultimate Fighter are better, even if the time slot is worse. Which is, like, it might be true. That might not just be spin. That might just actually be the case. In what is actually huge financial news, and we don't have much in the way of details on it, the relationship between TNA and Morphoplex, its main sponsor, is over.
What the hell?
I did notice that they did a bunch of replays this month that would be traditionally Morphoplex moves of the night, but they were just replays of a Canadian destroyer.
It's always replays of a Canadian destroyer, to be fair. But yes, you're right. There was no branding to it.
TNA got the word from Spike this past week that Morphoplex is no longer involved, and they were the main sponsor both in regards to TV commercials, the Morphoplex move of the night, and other deals. No ads appeared on the February 18th show. Larry Zbyszko, who was sponsored when he tried Seniors Golf by Morphoplex and did the early TV commercials, which are insane, by the way. If you've ever seen the Larry Zbyszko, there's a Larry Zbyszko Morphoplex commercial where he's standing in a graveyard and he's like, steroids, they'll get you here. Take Morphoplex instead. It's actually insane.
That's awesome for an 80s wrestler to say.
Yeah, he's also distanced himself from Morphoplex, so no more Larry Zbyszko Morphoplex commercials.
I'm into it.
Because, like, I know the number was thrown around, I think in the Observer at one point, that they were paying like $500,000 to get that sponsorship spot. So, that's a big loss. Frank Dickerson didn't lose the Morphoplex deal. Kevin Day did. I knew he said Charlie Day, and I was like, no, he doesn't run TNA. It might be a better company if he did.
If Twitter was around when Frank Dickerson left, do you think everyone posted the emojis of the hourglass?